Former President Trump interviews in Chicago at the National Association for Black Journalists Conference. Let's see how it goes.
An epic meltdown from the ex-president this afternoon, speaking with 3 journalists at the National Association of Black Journalists Conference in Chicago, a conversation that imploded right before our very eyes on live TV, essentially right out of the gates. Trump immediately breaking into a tirade against the first moderator, Rachel Scott of ABC News, who asked him about his past comments on race. And then Trump questioned Vice President Kamala Harris's racial identity. Take a listen.
Some of your own supporters, including Republicans on Capitol Hill, have labeled Vice President Kamala Harris, who is the first Black and Asian American woman to serve as vice president and be on a major party ticket, as a DEI hire. Is that acceptable language to you? And will you tell those Republicans and those supporters to stop it?
How do you define DEI? Go ahead. How do you define
diversity, equity, and inclusion?
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Is that what your definition?
That is
give me a
literally
definition
the words
then. Would you give me a definition
DEI.
of that? Give me a definition.
Sir, I'm asking you a question, a very direct question.
Define it for me if you would.
I just defined it, sir. Do you believe that Vice President Kamala Harris is only on the ticket because she is a Black woman?
Well, I can say no. I think it's maybe a little bit different. So I've known her a long time indirectly, not directly very much. And she was always of Indian heritage, and she was only promoting Indian heritage. I didn't know she was Black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn Black, and now she wants to be known as Black. So I don't know, is she Indian or is she Black?
She has always identified as a Black woman.
I respect either one.
But he's right, though. We can't say that he's not right.
I respect either one, but she obviously doesn't, because she was Indian all the way, and then all of a sudden she made a turn and she became a Black person.
Just to be clear, sir, do you believe that
I think somebody should look into that too when you ask continue in a very hostile, nasty tone.
It's a direct question, sir. Do you believe that Vice President Kamala Harris is a DEI hire, as some Republicans
I really don't
have
know.
said?
I mean, I really don't know. Could be.
It's amazing he's gotten away with that for as long as he has. But it appears to be over. The 35-minute conversation was like that basically throughout. It remained contentious. Trump even defended his Black jobs comment in a room full of Black journalists.
I will tell you that coming from the border are millions and millions of people that happen to be taking Black jobs. You had the best.
What exactly is a Black job, sir?
A Black job is anybody that has a job. That's what it is. Anybody that has a job.
All right.
Yo, Trump got balls. Trump has balls. He got balls. That's all I can say. Would I have done that if I was in his position? Yes. And I am trying, if I was him, I would say that I'm trying to be president of the whole America, not just Republicans, the whole America. So I know there's some people in that crowd that probably said that, okay.
Vice President Kamala Harris's response to all of this, absolute disaster for Donald Trump. This is who he is. A source close to Vice President Harris tells NBC News in response to Trump's claim that she, quote, became Black, quote, it is simply a lie and easily disproved. She went to Howard, for Christ's sake. She's an AKA, referring, of course, to the historically African-American sorority Alpha Kappa Alpha. White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre was in the middle of her briefing when Trump's comments were taking place. She first laughed in shock and then said this.
As a person of color, as a Black woman who is in this position that is standing before you at this podium behind this lectern, what he just said, what you just read out to me is repulsive, it's insulting, and no one has any right to tell someone who they are, how they identify. That is no one's right. It is someone's own decisions. I'll add this. Only she can speak to her experience. Only she can speak to what it's like. She's the only person that can do that. And I think it's insulting for anybody, it doesn't matter if it's a former leader, a former president, it is insulting. And we have to put, she is the Vice President of the United States, Kamala Harris. We have to put some respect on her name.
Remember that white lady who said she was black, who was like president of a NAACP chapter? I think her name was like Rachel Dolezal or something like that. So she could identify as black, even though she's white. And Kamala Harris, who has Indian background, could identify as black when it's convenient for her. Okay.
Some of our favorite experts and friends. The Reverend Al Sharpton joins us. He hosts Politics Nation right here on MSNBC. He's also the president of the National Action Network. With me at the table, former senator and co-host of MSNBC's How to Win 2024 podcast. Our friend Claire McCaskill's here. Also joining us, NBC News correspondent Yamiche Alcindor. She was at the convention in Chicago watching Trump's appearance as it took place.
Well, no, I'm not even going to get into this because this is a long video. I just wanted to show you guys what happened, a little bit what happened at the conference. Of course, they're going to spin it their way because MSNBC is more of a liberal channel. So they're going to spin it. They're going to spin it to make their candidate look good. And that's how news is. You know, MSNBC does it. Fox News does it. All these news channels do it to kind of spin and make sure that you vote the way they tell you to vote. Indirectly, of course. They don't outright tell you, but indirectly they'll tell you. I feel that, for me personally, I feel that Trump has some balls to go there. And I am glad that he went, because we need more politicians who is willing to put their feet in the fire and go and have those uncomfortable conversations. That's why a lot of people like Trump, because he's willing to have those uncomfortable conversations where he might say something that sounds bizarre because maybe he don't really know, but he did ask the question, can you define it for me? Because he honestly probably didn't really know. And if she would have kind of like defined it instead of getting a little bit hostile, because I do agree that she was kind of hostile, but I feel that if she would have defined it, which a lot of people can't really define it anyway, and maybe he would have been able to answer the question in a better way. And the thing about black jobs, like, I wouldn't have said it that way, but I kind of agree with him because there's a lot of jobs that's being taken from immigrants who come into this country illegally, and they're taking those jobs. And I'm telling you, guys, you're gonna see if if Kamala Harris gets in office and she does not do something about the illegal immigration and get a lot of these people out of here, I'm telling you guys, a lot of jobs that you thought that you would have probably had when you were coming of age, it's not going to be there for you. It's not going to be there. I go to McDonald's, and the majority of people I see working in McDonald's don't look like me. They don't even, a lot of times they speak dual language. So you know where they come from or what's their heritage. But guys, thank you for watching this video. I would appreciate it if you can like the video, you can make comments, and I would have really appreciate it if you could subscribe to my channel. I'm a new YouTuber trying to grow, and I can only grow with your help. Thank you so much. Take care. Till next time. Be safe. Peace.